Let me tell you something. People will doubt you. They'll count you out before you even get started. They'll whisper behind your back, oh, they ain't gonna make it. But you know what? That ain't your problem. Too many people waste their energy trying to get validation from others. They want approval before they take a step, waiting for someone to say, you got this, before they even believe in themselves. But here's the reality. Nobody owes you that. Nobody is required to believe in your dream, support your vision, or clap for you while you're climbing. If you're waiting for that, you'll be stuck in the same place forever. People have their own lives, their own struggles, and their own dreams to chase. Some won't support you because they're too busy with their own problems. Others won't because they don't see your vision, and that's fine, because it wasn't given to them. And then there are those who won't support you simply because they don't want to see you win. They see your potential and it scares them. But whether people don't care, don't understand, or don't want to see you succeed, none of that should stop you. Waiting for validation is dangerous because it puts your future in someone else's hands. If you only move when people encourage you, what happens when they don't? If you only feel good about your progress when others acknowledge it, what happens when nobody notices? That's why you have to stop looking for outside approval and start believing in yourself even when nobody else does. Some of the most successful people in the world started out with no support. Nobody believed in them, but they kept going. They built their dream in silence, in the dark, with nobody cheering them on. Then one day the world looked up and said, wow, where did they come from? That's what happens when you stop waiting for validation and start moving with faith in yourself. The truth is, some of the people you're looking for approval from aren't even focusing on yourself. It means making a commitment to your own growth, regardless of what's happening around you. Too many people spend their time watching others, comparing their progress, and worrying about things that don't move them forward. They get caught up in distractions, social media, gossip, other people's opinions. And before they know it, years have passed and they're still in the same place. The only way to change that is to lock in and put in the work every single day. There are no shortcuts to success. It doesn't happen overnight, and it definitely doesn't happen by accident. It takes discipline, consistency, and effort. Every day you have two choices. You can do what's easy and stay where you are, or you can push yourself towards something greater. The problem is most people choose comfort. They say they want more, but their actions don't match their words. They want success without sacrifice, results without work, and change without commitment. That's not how it works. Focusing on yourself means setting goals and attacking them with everything you've got. It means waking up every morning with a plan and refusing to let excuses get in the way. It means working even when you don't feel like it, showing up even when nobody's watching, and staying committed even when progress feels slow. Because progress is slow. That's why most people give up too soon. They expect instant results, and when they don't see them, they quit. But the ones who stay locked in, the ones who keep pushing even when it's hard, those are the ones who win. Every single day is an opportunity to get better, to learn, to grow, to take one more step toward where you want to be. The question is, are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to stay focused when distractions come? Are you willing to keep going even when nobody else sees the vision? Because that's what separates those who make it from those who don't. The ability to stay locked in, to keep moving forward, and to put in the work day after day, no matter what. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It's a result of intentional focus, discipline, and effort. The moment you lock in on your goals and stop letting distractions pull you in different directions, things start to shift. You begin to see opportunities that were always there but went unnoticed because your mind was too cluttered with everything else. The problem is most people never reach that level of focus. They get caught up in what everybody else is doing, wasting time on things that don't contribute to their growth and wondering why nothing is changing. When you truly commit to growth, you start making decisions differently. You no longer settle for things that don't align with where you're trying to go. You stop entertaining negativity. You stop chasing people who don't add value to your life. And you stop engaging in habits that hold you back. This is the part where people start to feel uncomfortable because growth requires change. It requires you to let go of old ways, old mindsets, and sometimes even old relationships. Not everyone is going to understand your journey, and that's okay. You're not doing this for them, you're doing it for you. The biggest shift happens when you stop making excuses. People love to say they want more, but when it's time to actually do the work, they find every reason why they can't. They blame circumstances, time, money, or lack of support. But the truth is, if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. That's why growth only happens for those who take full responsibility for their progress. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to do the work for you. It's on you to wake up every day and decide that you're going to be better than you were yesterday. The more you commit to your growth, the more you start to see results. Your mindset shifts, your confidence increases, and your energy changes. Suddenly, things that once felt impossible start to feel within reach. The work you put in starts paying off, and the vision you had for yourself starts becoming reality. But it all begins with that one decision to block out the noise, focus on your goals, and commit to becoming the best version of yourself. Doubters will always be there, no matter what you do. There will be people who don't believe in you, people who criticize, people who laugh behind your back and say you'll never make it. That's just part of the journey. Too many people waste their energy trying to prove something to these people, trying to argue, explain, or seek approval from those who have already made up their minds. That's a losing battle because no matter what you say, some people will never believe in you until they have no choice but to. The truth is, success is the only response you need. You don't have to waste your breath convincing anyone. You don't have to beg for support or chase after validation. Just put your head down and work. Because when you stay consistent and you keep pushing forward no matter what, your results will speak louder than any words ever could. People may doubt you in the beginning, but they won't be able to ignore you when you start winning. Most doubters aren't even rooting for your failure because of you. They're projecting their own fears. They see you trying to elevate, and it makes them uncomfortable because it forces them to look at themselves. If you prove that success is possible, then they have to acknowledge that their excuses are just that, excuses. It's easier for them to doubt you than to admit they could be doing more with their own lives. That's why you can't take it personally. Their disbelief has nothing to do with your potential and everything to do with their mindset. The biggest mistake you can make is letting doubters get in your head. If you listen to them long enough, you might start believing them. You might start questioning yourself, second-guessing your dreams, and hesitating when you should be taking action. That's why you have to tune them out. Keep your focus on your own path. Let them talk while you work. Because one day, the same people who doubted you will be the ones asking how you did it. They'll act like they always believed in you, like they always knew you had it in you. But by then, it won't matter. Because you won't need their approval. You'll be too busy living the life they said you could never have. Confidence doesn't come from wishing, hoping, or waiting for someone to tell you that you're good enough. It comes from action. It comes from putting in the work, showing up for yourself, and proving through your own effort that you are capable. A lot of people want confidence, but they don't want to do what it takes to build it. They think it's something you're just born with, something certain people naturally have while others don't. That's not true. Confidence is developed. It's earned. And the only way to earn it is through consistency and discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Confidence comes from knowing that you can count on yourself to follow through. When you say you're going to do something and actually do it, you start to trust yourself. When you wake up early, when you stay committed, when you keep going, even when it's hard, you build a mindset that says, I can handle this. And that kind of confidence can't be faked. It's real because it's built on proof. Proof that you've put in the effort, that you've faced challenges and overcome them, that you've shown up day after day. The problem is most people only do the work when they feel motivated. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. If you rely on motivation, you'll be inconsistent. You'll have good days where you're focused and productive, and then bad days where you fall off track. Confidence doesn't come from that. It comes from pushing through even when you don't feel like it. The days when you're tired, when you're uninspired, when you'd rather take it easy, those are the days that matter the most, because that's where real growth happens. Every time you follow through on your commitments, you strengthen your confidence. You start walking differently, talking differently, thinking differently. You stop doubting yourself because you have the proof that you're capable. You stop seeking validation from others because you've already validated yourself through your actions. The more consistent you are, the stronger your confidence becomes. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up, doing the work, and proving to yourself that you are exactly who you say you are. That's what separates the ones who talk about success from the ones who actually achieve it. When you stay focused, put in the work, and stay consistent, people will start to notice. At first, they may ignore you. They may brush off your efforts thinking it's just a phase. But as you keep going, as you keep improving, something changes. They start paying attention. They start wondering how you did it. The same people who once doubted you, dismissed you, or even laughed at you will now be asking for advice. That's the power of growth. It doesn't happen overnight, and that's why most people give up before they see results. They expect instant success, and when they don't get it, they quit. But those who stay committed understand that success is a process. It's built step by step, day by day, through small, consistent actions. The ones who keep going are the ones who eventually shock everybody. The best part is, by the time people notice, you'll already be ahead. While they were watching, judging, or doubting, you were working. You were building. You were becoming better, stronger, and more disciplined. And now they have no choice but to respect it. They can't ignore your growth because it's right in front of them. What's funny is some of the same people who doubted you will act like they always believed in you. They'll say, I knew you had it in you, or I always saw your potential. But deep down, you'll remember how they treated you when you were just getting started. You'll remember the ones who supported you and the ones who didn't. That's why it's important to focus on your journey and not get caught up in seeking approval. People's opinions change, but the work you put in will always speak for itself. At this point, you won't even feel the need to prove anything to anyone. You'll realize that the real victory wasn't in shocking them. It was in proving to yourself that you could do it. It was in the late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices, and the moments when you push through doubt and fear. The success they see now is just a result of the work they never paid attention to. And while they're busy being surprised, you're already focused on the next level.